Hello guys, welcome back. It's Coach Ahmed again, and today we're going to talk about the left hook. The left hook is a very complex punch. It's very hard. It's not easy to learn by any standard. So if you're having a hard time with it still, it's okay. Take a big deep breath, step back, and try to learn the basics from the beginning. I'm going to try to break it down, and after this video, I'm going to record another video for you about the common mistakes people do when they throw the hook, right? But for now, let's start with this. Left hook, obviously, if you're a righty, and a right hook if you're a southpaw or a lefty. So it's the same punch for different styles. Let's start this way. Start with your boxer stance. We're not going to throw a punch yet. What we're going to do, we're going to learn to move the foot on the ground and rotate the hip with it, right? So I'm going to stand in my boxer stance. And what I'm going to do, I hope you can see it in the video, I'm going to raise my left heel up just a little bit. And I'm kind of point my knee out, right? So just a little bit. This is for learning purposes, right here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pivot my foot around, pushing my heel out, right? Again, my boxer stance, heel off the ground a little bit, knee pointing forward, and then pivot. Again. You need to practice this motion first before you worry about throwing a punch, because as you know, power shots come from the hips, they come from the body, they don't come from the arms. And the left hook for a righty, the right hook for a southpaw is definitely a power shot. And in order to throw that explosive power shot, you need to learn to explode from your body first, right? So this is a very easy drill to do and practice on your own in front of the mirror, right? Right here, boxer stance, here. Pivot. Now you notice my heel, my knee, my hip, and my left shoulder, all the left side are turning together. I try to keep my eyes forward at my opponent, but I pivot on it. Now when I throw the punch, now I'm going to add my left hand to the movement, right? I don't want to lead with my punch. Remember, I want to lead with my body, at least at this stage early on. Lead with your body. Let your body propel your arm around. When I teach the left hook, I always try to teach people to wind their left hook first, right? Obviously, it's a little giveaway, but it's a great way to develop a correct form early on, right? So I'm going to wind my body to the left a little bit. And from here, I'm going to start with the punch from my foot, propel, turn it around, right? Stick my arm out. As you notice, my fist is pointing out first towards my opponent, my elbow pointing to the ground. And as I start the turn, my arm just follows through. I also like to use this drill with new people on the hook. I tell them to slap a high five from the side using their left hand. Just a little slap, using the top of their knuckles. Slap like you're doing a high five, but from the side. You notice the action comes from the forearm, right? Let's add that to it. Wind first, heel off the ground, remember? Push off your foot around, and now high five to the side. You remember you want your elbow almost above your fist. Some other important points to keep in mind. Chin must always stick down, right? You can't point your chin up. Right hand always attached to your face. And your shoulder to cover your chin, right? So on the bag, when we practice on the bag, I center the bag. I wind, just like I pointed out earlier. And that's the little slap I want to use. Wind, heel off the ground. You notice how I rotate? I want to almost give my back to the bag. Now, I'm punching or slapping through, right? I'm sliding on the bag. I'm doing that because I don't want the bag to move a lot. I don't have a partner today to help the bag. So I'm slapping also to show you how slapping motion work on the bag. But in reality, when you throw a punch on the bag and you want to dig it in, right? And you always want to try to hit the bag, not on the side, but in this little angle, not in the front, right here, in between the front and the side. And when you're punching, one of the questions I get asked all the time, should the palm face the ground or should the palm face me? So according to regulations, you're only allowed to punch with the top knuckles of your fist, which means the hand should really look like that. Olympic regulations, right? Like that. But here in the US, we don't really follow that much in pro boxing or even amateur boxing. So we can throw this way or we can throw this way. If you practice on the bag, I always highly recommend you keep your palm facing you, right? Or this way. You don't want to punch like that, especially if you're a beginner, right? Because when you start, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to catch the bag in a bad angle. You might hurt your thumb or your wrist by catching it with the top knuckle. So just keep it this way. Palm facing you, not facing the ground. As you progress and you have more control in your hook, you probably want to start pointing the palm down. And I also say to the head, try to always keep your palm facing down, and to the body, keep your palm facing you or the inside of your fist, right? So you cover more space. But to the face, it's a more precise target on the chin you're trying to catch. One last time, or recap for what we did, right? Heel off the ground, pivot around, practice only using your body. Now add the winding, wind a little bit. If you don't want to wind, throw a cross first. This helps because if you throw a correct cross, your left hand winds for a hook and you just turn it around as you pull your hand back, right? 1, 2. Again, practice in front of the mirror so you see what you're doing. Push the right hand through and then you just rotate and bring your left hand around. This slapping motion and this rotating motion, try to remind yourself that you're throwing a hook punch, a punch that looks like a hook. So it's rounded, right? You want to go around the target. You're attacking your opponent from the side, either the body or the face. So your punch has to rotate around. Winding the punch will help you put yourself in a better position for that rotational motion, right? As you punch. I will record another video for you in a little bit about all the common mistakes or the most common mistakes people do when they throw the hook and how to fix it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.